Hi all. Right, this is another TVR video. It's the handbrake. Since I've had the car, the handbrake, I've refurbished, if you've watched my channel, all the brakes and everything's like brand new apart from the handbrake cable. And the handbrake cable, I was suspicious, it's got two really sharp bends where it comes up to the caliper, and then it's tie wrapped to the bottom wishbone. And they did look a bit cruddy, but I mean the inner is a nylon coated and the outer is a steel with a wrap around it. And I thought, well, I can't lose anything by changing this handbrake cable, so that's what I'm going to attempt to do. And let's see if it's any better, because it's really hard. And people had said it's not 3 clicks on a TVR on Chimera and Griffith, it's 4 clicks. I adjusted it till it was 4 clicks. Still, to get it to 4 clicks, literally 2 hands on it and then lift it with 2 hands to press button and put it back down, and it still wasn't holding very well. I mean, some people have said, well, what you do is you press your brake pedal hard and then you pull your handbrake on, and that holds it on a TVR. And I thought, well, yeah, that probably worked, but the MOT tester, if I tell him that, he's going to say, well, I'm sorry, mate. If it doesn't hold, I ain't going to pass it. And I don't know anybody around here that does TVRs. Apparently, the guys that are on the forum say you've got to find a friendly MOT guy that understands TVRs and knows that the handbrake is tight on them. So we're going to try and change the cable. Let's get straight onto it. I'll bash out intro and let's see where we get. They mentioned all that in the middle, but there's something stopping it. Right, it leaves them behind. Okay. Right. One dirty centre console. Hyper frequency module, 12 volt, M23. 3 wires on it. Disappears in here with a lot of wires there. But watch this. If any of you know this, but this knob for opening the doors, got a button in the middle. If you press it, it locks that door. So that door can't be opened from the outside. I think once it's latched, sure once it's latched, you don't unlock. Ingenuity. So this has 3 bolts down a tunnel with 3 6mm nuts as packing to lift it up. How ingenious. Ooh. Two plugs here, we get big wires on them. Right, as you can see, I did get the gear knob off, and I have marked it slightly there for anybody that wants to take the gear stick off. You see, you've got your leather shroud. Let me zoom back out. That's your leather shroud, and underneath it, I thought I'd seen where it had some grips on it there, marks. That's a locking nut, and then you've got your gear knob that's screwed on. So you screw that on first, and you screw that on, and then I guess you lock it with in the right position. Anyway, we got it off. So where am I up to? I've managed to free this now, but it won't come out. So I'm going to raise the car so that I can adjust the handbrake cable so it's loose, so that will come up in the air and then it should lift off. I can't get it off at the moment, it just won't go far enough forward. The 2 wires I was talking about, I don't know if you can see them. So you got white with a red trace, so I'll have to look up on wiring because I've got a thing for wiring. It might tell me what they are. There's 2 of them. No idea what they're for. I'm going to go into that loom. So no idea. I'm hoping I can get to handbrake mechanism. Why am I doing all this? Because I'm changing handbrake cables, but they're endless. That's one end and the other, and they come along, so they go to each wheel, then that's your adjusting mechanism, which literally runs up and down the cable, and that's what it does. It pulls that back and tightens it, and that one just must sit in a holder. I'm dreading it because there's a groove in there which tells me there's probably a circlip, and if there is, I ain't got a clue how I'm going to get to it without taking out exhaust off. Trying to get a handbrake mechanism because of this, and that goes onto handbrake, and I'm hoping I can get to that to disconnect it and let all this drop backwards. So I'm going to lift it up in air, adjust the handbrake so it's loose, and then I'm going to drop it back down and get back in the car and see if I can get that off. Okay. Right, that's off. That's what you're left with. Get that through a bit now. Yeah. I need the wheel off the other side yet at back. I've got one TVR handbrake. Put the wheel back on. Pull the rip studs out. It's quite a powerful thing. Tie up off. The handbrake cables are held to the bottom wishbone with a couple of tie-ups and big heavy duty ones. Cable off. They are a bit stiff, I must admit. Probably are contributing to it being tighter than it should be. I think I've just made things worse. I have. Right, so I've got the cables out, and sure enough, as somebody had already said on piston heads, I think it was, that you're better off drawing them out from the back through the hole out that way. I'd already started pulling them that way and realised I'd messed up. So I got a piece of wire and a mirror and shone it down there and saw where it was and managed to hook the clevis that goes around the quadrant there and pull it back. And then I freed the cables at the back. But what I've done is I've tied a piece of string to the end of each handbrake cable. So when I've pulled them out, I've now got 2 pieces of string tied off. I know which one's which. So when I thread them back, I'll tie them to it and I can pull from the back of the car, gently pull it through. It's going to be slow and laborious, but at least I'll get it done. So we're done away with that now. Put that down there. I'm climbing. Right. Left cable. I'm going to be in and out of here like a yo-yo, because there's that many things to do. We'll start feeding and then go and pull it. So that piece of string there is that one. You really need 2 of you. If you're doing this and you've got a mate or a partner, get them to help you, because I'm going to be in and out of here. Right, let's tie this one on. Lucky oil marks on. Good job, it's good quality leather. Right. Start pulling on this piece of string and see what happens. It's on site already. Yeah, I'm going to have to take care up in here. I can't believe it. It's stuck in here. No, I'm going to have to lower the car again. Oh, of course, the fact is It's gone and wrapped itself around my flimming brake pedal. Right. Try again. Back up again. Got wrapped up behind the brake switch. Other than that, right, so what we'll do now, let that relax. I'm going to pull cables right through and hook them onto the arms. That way, when I pull this back, they're already on the arms. Gotcha. Right, so we've got the cables in and onto the calipers, and then I've slackened the adjuster above the differential off on the cable as much as I can, well, a long way, so I can pull this quadrant through and try and get it back onto the handbrake. I'm getting into a Spitfire. Much. That must have gone there. going to leave that loose so I can get it all back on easy. So, what's left to do? Take handbrake off, get under the car and wind that adjuster up to get me 4 clicks. That's what's left. But it's all back together, just up to hell. I don't have to take that off again. I know it's only loads of self-tapping screws, but everything's tight and there's a lot of wiring under there. Obviously it's all for something. I know electric windows, and then you've got your little button in the middle of that switch, which is for your locking this passenger door, which I don't know, does anybody ever know what that was for? Nobody's ever mentioned it. In all reviews I've seen, I've not seen anybody mention that button. And loads of buttons under the dash and all sorts. Next time we visit the interior, I think what we're going to be doing is taking that seat out and getting some fresh packing in it. Whether it's the foam that wants doing, or whether I need to lift the seat, but I'm sat too low and it's horrible. If I could just come up maybe 1 inch, it'd probably make all the difference. Right, I'll adjust everything up and we'll wind up. Well, it's all finished. Let's just see what it's going to be like. It seems a lot better to pull on, and with the car in the air, I've pulled it on hard, and the wheels, I can't turn them, but whether it's going to hold on a hill and everything, I don't know. And I haven't taken the car out yet. We're going to go out tonight in it, but I don't know if it's going to rain. So if it's going to rain, I'm not going to bother. Okay, well, at least it was success, and you'll see the tribulations. It did take some getting out, did that cable, and I'd read somewhere that the only way of doing it is pulling the cables out through the gear hole, through the handbrake hole, and then feeding them back in that way, which in the end, I actually pulled the old cables out, tied string on them, as you'll see, and then that had 2 pieces of string that I could tie my new cable ends to get the route right, because it goes over the top of prop shaft, which you can't get to without taking the whole exhaust off, and it's on top of the gearbox. It's right nightmare to do, but I've done it. It's taken me a day and a half. Don't know what they'd charge at a TVR garage or anywhere that would do it. I've no idea what they'd charge, but yeah, I've done it anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, give us a thumbs up, and if you've got any comments, let us know, because I might have done it wrong. And if you've never seen this channel before, consider subscribing. There'll be lots more TVR stuff and engineering stuff in the workshop. Thank you.